Good morning, Facebook. Happy Thursday. I am Carol White. I am the publisher and owner of MHB Publishing LLC. I'm also an author. I want to thank you for joining me today. I also want to thank you guys for being so understanding. When I was sick last week with strep throat and couldn't make the broadcast, but the love that you all sent to me and the get well wishes were just wonderful. And I am better. I'm not perfect, but I'm better. I'm going to get started in a couple of minutes. I know that I'm late getting here, but Facebook moves stuff around and I couldn't find where they had the live feed for a half a second. So it took me a minute to find it and regroup. But we are here, and good morning. I am so happy to see you. Want to give you guys an update. My book, When Life Needs a Detox, is doing very, very well. It's consistent with the sales, and for that, I really, really want to thank you all. You have been so responsive. It has been great. Now, I will say this. I am, however, still looking for sponsors. And what I mean by sponsors is I would appreciate it that if you are willing to go on to Amazon and get 5 Kindle ebooks, 5 ebooks. Now, they're still 99 cents up until December 31st, 2018. They will be 99 cents. Good morning, my angels. How are you? Hi, Trinette. Hello, my bronze goddess. I am so glad you guys are here, but back to the sponsorship. What I am asking is that as a sponsor, you buy 5 ebooks at the price of 99 cents a piece and give them to your family and friends, because I would really like to get this information out. Now, basically what I'm asking from you is a $5 leap of faith. That's it, a $5 leap of faith. If you can manage that $5 leap of faith, that's great. If you can only manage to give me a leap of faith of 99 cents and get a copy for yourself, you know what? I'm going to take that leap of faith too. Well, hello, Tuana, and hello, Elaine. I'm so glad you're here. You know what? Let's get started, because I got a topic you may want to talk about for the rest of the day. Who knows? Today's topic, engagement breakups. When you say enough is enough, let it be enough. Several weeks ago, while at my hairdresser's, a discussion brewed over the events of the Mercy Hospital shooting on November 19th, 2018. This event was triggered by a domestic dispute between a doctor and her former fiancé, allegedly arguing over an unreturned engagement ring. The end result was 4 people died. As the discussion went from shock to horror and then to sadness, a question was posed by my hairdresser. I know y'all are going to think I'm out of pocket, but here's my question. Why didn't she just give back the ring? What did she ask that question for? The beauty shop was then a divided battleground. One faction believed that she had the right to keep that ring because of everything that man had put her through, and she was physically abused. She deserved to have the ring. The other faction was, I'm sorry, with everything that man put you through, why would you want to keep his ring? Now, there was a third faction that said the conversation was cruel and speaking ill of the dead. Now, surprise, surprise, that was not my faction. Now, one thing I did find is that there are rules and legal aspects to engagement breakups. And I found this in an article called Breakup Etiquette, What Happens to the Engagement Ring by Adele Blake Now, the etiquette for engagement breakups and who gets the ring is this. If the bride calls off the wedding, it is fair and respectful for the groom to ask for the ring back. Because now, you know, these rings are not inexpensive. So if he's got other bills he needs to pay and you just break off the engagement as the bride, he does have the right to ask for the ring back. The only disqualification in that is that if there was action on the groom's part to facilitate the bride calling off the wedding, i.e. you were physically abusive, I don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, in that respect, no one's going to kick if she decides to keep the ring. Now, if the groom breaks off the engagement, he can ask for it back, but the bride is not under any obligation to give it back. The disclaimer for that one, the disqualifier, is if the bride does something to facilitate the groom calling off the wedding. We know this could be, those of us that have been in law enforcement, we know women can be just as physically abusive as men. And just being human, we know infidelity happens. So this may be something you just don't want to deal with. It's your deal breaker. Now, if they purchase the ring together, guess what? It doesn't belong to him. It doesn't belong to her. You take it to the pawn shop, get your money, split it down the middle, go your separate ways. Okay? Now, legal aspects, there's a couple of ways that judges can look at this if it actually gets that far. And really, it depends on how the judge sees the contract that the ring represents. Now, there are some judges that will see that engagement ring as an unconditional gift. And this will be determined by whatever state you're in. But now there are some courts that will see it as an unconditional gift, meaning that the groom bought it out of his own funds, presented it to the bride to celebrate the marriage as opposed to proposing marriage. If you're working with that, grooms, you're not getting your ring back. Now, other courts view this ring as a physical representation of an engagement contract. If you accept that ring, brides, under this train of thought, you're legally proclaiming your intent to enter into marriage. If either party breaks the engagement, you're breaking the contract, and the ring is going to go to the injured party. They're not looking at extenuating circumstances. If you break the contract as a bride, you give the ring back. If you break the contract as the groom, toss it up, it's gone. Now, there's also the aspect of it being a conditional gift, which is the middle ground between the first two. The groom is giving the bride a ring as a gift on condition that she will eventually consent to marry him. And she's not obligated to follow through. And the groom is within his rights to demand the ring back. And at that point, it's going to be up to the judge to take all the facts into consideration and make a final decision. That's a lot to take in. I know. It's a lot to take in. I'm going to take a break at this time. I wanted to thank Miss Elaine McKinney for showing up. I missed you. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you. Okay, now let's get back to the beauty shop. Now, as the discussion carried on, I thought about this on a deeper level. When we get to the point where we finally say enough is enough and we break off these engagements, are we really ready to commit to what we say? Or is there another agenda that we don't yet realize we have? Now, bear with me. I was in the faction of just give the ring back and have done with it when I was at the beauty shop. My viewpoint was keeping the ring was simply going to be a reminder of what was never going to be. Now, who needs that? But realistically, this ring is a symbol of so much more. I've heard it said best on my favorite reality show, Iyanla Fix My Life. We, as women, stay in bad relationships because of one or all of the 3 P's: the promise, the potential, and the penis. Now, for men, the 3 P's are the promise, the potential, and the pussycat. When the engagement ring is offered and accepted, these 3 P's are going to come into play on a positive note. The promise is that you'll be married and faithful to each other unto death. The potential, you're going to have a life partner, you're going to raise a family, have your children, have your grandchildren, even great-grandchildren. The potential is that you leave a legacy. The penis, or for the men, the pussycat. Your partner wants you and only you, regardless of whoever else comes along. Now, it stands to reason that when the engagement is broken, this ring becomes a negative symbol of unresolved peace. The promise is broken. The potential is never realized. And the penis, or the pussycat, becomes public domain. Exclusivity is no longer applicable. Now, you would think at this point, the ring would be the absolute last thing you would want to focus on and should be gotten rid of with the utmost haste. It really should be. But there is a 4th P that I believe comes into play during this extremely emotional time. Now, when I first started writing this article, I thought that 4th P was power. But it's not. It's not. I had to really think about this. That 4th P is punishment. That's right, it's punishment. A bride refusing to give that ring back is a punishment to the groom for betraying the promise, the potential, and the penis. For the grooms, it's a betrayal of the promise, the potential, and the pussycat. So the bride is saying to the groom, you wanted to destroy my promise, you ruined my potential, and you prohibited me from the penis. Okay, fine. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to keep the ring. Now, it seems like this would be power, but there is no power in punishment, because you can't punish him without punishing yourself. You leave the door open for this person to remain in your life. Why? Because if he wants that ring back, he's going to be there. At your job, at your home, on your phone, texting you, sending smoke signals, might send the new girlfriend and her crew over to your house, busting out your car windows, slashing your tires, and ultimately, the most extreme outcome, the taking of your life. Now, here's the deal. It's when you start dealing in punishment, you start dealing in a level of toxicity that you said you wanted to get away from. You broke off the engagement for whatever the reason. There was something that said in your mind, this was not going to work. This was not going to be healthy for you. So you broke off your engagement. Keeping that symbol to punish him takes you to a level of toxicity that's even worse than the relationship itself. Now, if you have gotten to the point where you want to say enough is enough, you need to be ready to make enough enough. Ladies, if the groom wants that ring back, so be it. Give it back. Look, you can always catch a sale on jewelry at Sears.com. If you're a Sam's Club or Costco member, you can get a great selection of rings there too. And I know this as a fact because, quite frankly, they have my 10-year 3-carat pear-shaped anniversary ring just waiting for me over at Sam's Club, and it's under $2,500. Trust me, I have checked this out. I have made my husband commit this ring to his memory. And at that 10-year mark, something better be on my finger. You understand? Now, for those of you all that are laughing, talking about Sears.com, if you think Sears cannot provide you with a beautiful ring, booyah, babies. Then get you a good ring. Now, gentlemen, if she wants to keep that freaking ring, let her. Real talk. And I know I'm upsetting a couple of my male friends here, but we gonna get real here. Real talk. If a man is not the one who initiated the engagement, and I mean, ladies, you didn't have to hint, you didn't have to prod, you didn't have to cajole, you didn't have to whine, you didn't have to cry, you didn't have to threaten to leave him because it's been so many years and y'all been together, blah, 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 blah. If it wasn't his idea, if it wasn't the men's idea, I guarantee they did not spend more than $2,000 on the ring. Why? Because if you had to prod him, this means he wasn't sure. So that $2,000 has a dual purpose. That $2,000 ring has a dual purpose. Number one, it's a pacifier for the potential bride. Because now she's got the ring. It's a pacifier. It keeps her quiet. Number two, it's a placeholder. If you want to know, let's get real. It's a pussycat placeholder. Because as long as she's pacified and she's got this ring and she has the potential for getting married, she has a perceived promise, the potential for getting married, and she has the penis. This buys, brothers, and you know I'm not lying on you, this buys y'all 3 years of peace and quiet for you to make up your mind if she's really who you want. But here's the thing. If all you spent on that ring was the $2,000 and it didn't work and the engagement's been called off, for your own peace of mind, let her keep that ring. Call it a day. You've learned your lesson, and now you have peace of mind. And ladies, when you give that ring back and the relationship is done, you have no further contact, you have your peace of mind. And that's really what saying enough is all about. You have decided that your peace of mind and your self-preservation was worth more than the toxic relationship. Don't prolong what you say you want to get away with. Love yourself more than that. Go on and live your best life, because that is where your fifth P, your power, lies. Well, that was it for me. Oh, Pernell is here. Thank you, Pernell. I'm glad to see you. As a matter of fact, let me run through and see who's here. Oh, wow. Hey, I've got other people here. I'm so sorry. Pernell, hello, my darling. Jerry Lau, good morning, good morning. Dave Ruff, so glad to see you. Hi, Nicole. Mr. William Braden McClellan, hello. Lisa Oliver and Jerry Brousseau. Thank you guys so very much. I am appreciating the love. Thank you, Trinette. Now, here's the deal. I know everybody does not agree with me, and it's okay. So, if you have an opposing opinion, and we all know they come up, hey, put it in the feed. I'm good with that. We need to talk about this. We need to discuss this, because sometimes it helps just to get it off your chest. Well, that's my time. Guys, we have gone longer today than we've ever gone. And I want to thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention. Got a couple of housekeeping deals. For those of you that have purchased When Life Needs a Detox, Kindle or paperback, and if you were part of the giveaway, as a matter of fact, I want to congratulate all of my winners from the When Life Needs a Detox Kindle ebook giveaway. Had a blast. I'm glad you have the book. I'm glad you have the information. I need a favor, though. Well, I'm always needing some kind of favor, but roll with me for a minute. You have the book. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go back to Amazon.com to When Life Needs a Detox and leave a review of the book. Give me a review of what you really thought of the book. If I can make improvements on the book, you know what? Put that in there too. Because I'm new at this. I have only been an author, a publisher, and an owner for about a year now. So give me a little feedback. Let me know what I can do to make your experience of me better. Okay? And remember, you can still get the When Life Needs a Detox Kindle ebook for 99 cents. You can get that book for 99 cents through December 31st, 2018. The price will go back to its regular, I believe it was $3.49 on January 1st, 2019. I've also got some other news. I am going to be formulating classes to go along with When Life Needs a Detox. I'm going to have classes. I'm going to do webinars. Oh my goodness. Telesummits, whatever I can come up with to get this information out, I'm going to do. I'm also going to be organizing a digital store. So 2019 is going to be a wonderful year for When Life Needs a Detox. And I have held you guys long enough. Thank you so much for your time and your attention and your unwavering support. I think the world of you, and I love you dearly. I'm going to sign off right now. So, as always, do everything within your power to live your best life. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.